G'day, this is a video to show the replacement of the drive gear in the Orbit walking sprinkler. This will also work for the Nelson rain train as well as John Deere traveling sprinkler. It'll work in a few different ones. They all use the same gearbox. So for this particular task, you're going to need, of course, new gear, new drive gear. You're going to need a couple of sockets. We're going to need the 1/4 inch, also a 5/16 socket, a piece of string, or in this case I'm using a zip tie, something that we'll be able to pull on a little bit later. We'll need a 1/4 inch extension and of course a ratchet as well. Probably make the job a little bit better in the end is a little bit of white lithium grease, as well as a large slotted screwdriver. First thing we want to do is just remove the arms on the walking sprinkler, and sometimes you can get them just by hand. They seem to be loose enough sometimes. If not, use a flat wrench. So that's, the arms have come off now. And this is where we're going to use now our slotted screwdriver. You can also use an Allen wrench for this particular purpose, but I find it's not bad if you can get the slotted screwdriver down into one of those 6 points, and they're not very tight, just easy to remove. Okay, and this just pulls right out once it's loose. And it's kind of important, the order of parts on this particular little piece here. You'll see that there is an O-ring that sits here preventing leaks. There is a plastic washer, then the metal washer, and then inside this sleeve it goes, followed by the plastic washer. And so that's kind of the order of parts that goes in there. We're now ready to take off the gearbox from the tractor. This little gear shifter here first. So this is a 1/4 inch socket. And sometimes they need to be pried off. Once you get that screw out, they might need to be pried off. Just put your flat blade screw into it and just give it a little bit of a pry, and it'll come off. So there's a little key way that actually sits. You can only put it in one way when you reassemble it, so we won't lose that screw. We'll put it back in there. Now we can flip the tractor over, and we're going to go to our 5/16 socket at this point. And there are 5 bolts to remove on the bottom of the tractor. Okay, after the 5 bolts are removed, the gearbox just comes right off. And we're just going to put this heavy piece over here for a second. Okay, so from this point we should be able to just kind of take these 2 pieces apart and slide just like that. Okay, so the wheels can actually just come right out, and because we took that gear shifter off a little bit earlier, this white shifter piece will also just pull right out, and the gear that we're looking to replace is that guy right there. There are actually 2 nipples on either side that prevent the axle from falling out. There's one on this side right in there, and there's one in this side right in there. The easiest way I've found to pull these out is just get the string or zip tie as close to the side as possible and then pull up on it. You can use a wrench or a screwdriver or something to pry. Just got to be careful prying against the side of the gearbox because it is thin plastic and it will actually probably split on you. But just get it around the gear like that and eventually pull up, and it'll remove that axle from the move it past that nipple. Okay, so this is the gear that we're actually replacing right here. This one's okay. That one can stay right there, and we'll just remember the orientation of this, how that sits. Now this new gear that I've made, you can see that the gear on it is quite a bit thicker. Okay, so this is the bad one that always seems to get cupped and just cause all kinds of issues. These 2 are okay, but it's kind of one whole unit. So what I end up doing is making this entire gear, you can see it's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit tighter to the worm gear, and the plastic is a little bit harder too, so hopefully it lasts a little bit longer than these ones do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this all back together now. Before we do that, I would suggest your favorite grease. I tend to like using the white lithium grease. It just seems to stay on and be pretty slick. I would throw a little bit of grease on this axle as well. Okay, so basically ready to put this back together. So we want to make sure that the two largest gears are facing each other. So they go side by side. And if you've done that, then you've got it set up properly and ready to go. And you put a little bit of grease on these other guys too. Okay, now this first part, you'll notice there's two channels on the axle. Or there's one channel on this side and the same channel on the, it looks like there's two channels on this side and one channel on the other side. So when we place this in, make sure you get the two channels lined up with the two channels in the gearbox and the single channel lined up with the signal channel. So I'm going to turn this gear, so there's two channels sliding into this side. The slide facing this way has the two channels and the one channel is over there. And again, we have to get it slid past that little nipple on the axle there, so it takes a few tries, but eventually it will push in past that little nipple. Now we're good. Alright, next we're going to place the wheels back into the gearbox again. I'll grease these gears up a little bit too. Alright, so at this point we can place our gear shifter back into its channel. This is what allows you to go high and low. This gear here is the one that slides back and forth, allows you to go high and low. We want to make sure that with these two plastic spacers, there's a crosshair that's set up here. There's a line that goes this way, and there's a line that goes this way. Make sure that those crosshairs line up with the gearbox crosshairs, or else you won't be able to get the housing back together. So just have them, don't have them sideways, right? Have them completely, there's one on the top and one on the bottom so that they fit properly. Just have them oriented so that they can go back into those channels. And then you might need a little push one way or the other. And once we have that set up, just give them a little shove forwards, backwards, left and right, and make sure it's actually sitting inside the proper channel. So everything's ready to get back put together again. We can take our bottom of our gear housing and place that on the pegs. Push down. If this does not seat properly, if you have space here, take this apart. You'll never get it to seat, so make sure there's no space in any of this. The problem were those crosshairs that I was talking about. Make sure they're sitting properly. We can come back to the top and we can place our worm gear into the gearbox. And again, I'm just going to use my flat blade screwdriver, my large flat blade screwdriver, because it doesn't need to seat that hard. A little bit of a turn in there, about as much as you force as you use to take it off. And we can put our gear selector back on. It only goes on one way, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so if it's on low or high, that's what's sliding that gear inside, back and forth. And we need our 1/4 inch socket. Okay, and we can place the tractor body as well as the gearbox back together with our 5 bolts that we took off earlier, and again with a 5/16 socket. And once they're all 5 are in, we can tighten them down now. Not too much force, you're just pushing into plastic, so enough that keeps it on the tractor. Okay, tractor's basically together at this point. I just have to place those sprinkler arms back onto it. And a little spin away. And you can usually hold this plastic nut in place while you use it. And it's back together. Make sure your sprinkler arms are oriented in this direction. If they're not, your tractor will run backwards. And if you want to test that gear before setting it on the garden hose, just turn these sprinkler arms a little bit and you'll see those tines moving ever so slightly. Right now the tractor is set to high gear so that it'll move a little faster. Neutral is in the middle so that the sprinkler doesn't move, and low gear is on this side. So pull up on that little guy and move it to high gear again. Rotate those arms and you'll see those tines moving once more.